The modes of transportation can be primarily divided into three groups. These are land transportation, air transportation, and water transportation. The land transportation consists of two modes, roadways and railways. Roadways are the most widely used form of transportation. According to various statistics, it was found that road transportation constitute about a major part of the total transportation that took place all over the globe. Apart from that, railways are the second most widely used form of transportation. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the mode of transportation, various methods of constructing roads, and highway planning. Let us discuss about the modes of transportation. The mode of transportation can be classified into three groups: land transportation, air transportation, and water transportation. The land transportation consists of two systems, roadways and railways. Roadways actually consist of a major part of the total transportation that took place or that is taking place all over the globe, while the railways are the second most important form of transportation after the roadways. In the historical period, the roads were generally constructed with the help of gravels and broken stones, which are generally put together to form the path on which people can move or the mobility of living beings can be possible. Today, in this video, we are going to also discuss about the various methods of constructing roads that has been taking place over the years. We are also going to discuss about some of the most ancient construction methods that were implemented during prehistorical time. So before moving ahead, let us discuss about the other two forms of transportation, the water transportation and the air transportation. Although we know that the water transportation is the cheapest among all form of transportation, but due to the inavailability of resources, or we can say due to the inavailability of proper technology, this form of transportation is confined to a particular group of society. The water transportation is basically used for the movement of large, heavy and less time required functioning. So that is basically movement of heavy goods like industrial products, steels and etc. After the water transportation, it is the air transportation. Air transportation is the most advanced, technologically developed form of transportation among the all forms. This is because a gradual change in the technology and science took place in air transportation. So we can say air transportation is the best form of transportation, but the one thing that limits the air transportation from other form is that the cost that is associated with air transportation. So now we are going to discuss about the methods of constructing roads that has been going on over the years. We are also going to discuss about some of the most ancient form of constructing roads. So before actually discussing about the method of constructing the construction, let us take a look at what are the four main methods of construction that were actually implemented in those days. So today our main focus would be on road transportation. Let us discuss about some of the various methods that has evolved over the years. So before moving ahead, let us summarize what are the four basic methods of constructing roads. The first comes Roman road construction method. After this, the Transgate method of construction, then Telford method of construction, and then the macadam road mode of construction. Roman road of construction. In this method of construction, the roads were generally constructed with the help of large size gravels which were laid on the subsoil and were hammered with the help of hammers so as to give a side finishing. Apart from that, the interstices between the gravels were basically filled with the help of broken stones or small size stones. These stones prepares a layer of plain surface which is suitable for the movement of animals, cattle, and living beings. This form of road construction was basically designed for low volume of transportation. So these are basically old days method of construction of road which we do not see in the present days. Let us discuss about some of the main features of Roman road construction method. These were built on straight lines regardless of the gradient. The soft soil was excavated from the subsoil and hard stratum was rich. The total thickness of the construction were limited to 0.75 cm to 1.25 cm. They were generally low volume roads. Now we are going to discuss about the tracergate method of road construction. The tracergate method of road construction was actually proposed by Pierre Tresergate. He was a civil engineer who proposed this method of road construction. It was the first time when an engineer gave a theory, or we can say proposed a design which is basically based on giving a gradient to the road. It is basically done to provide a proper drainage of water all along the road. Let us discuss some of the basic or main features of this type of construction. In this method of construction, the roads were actually constructed with the help of gravels, large size gravels, or which are called to be as foundation stones. These foundation stones are also laid all along the road. At the two edges of the pavement, large stones were embedded edgewise to serve as a submerged curb stone. The corners of the heavy foundation stones were hammered, and then interstices were filled with the help of small size stones. The top wearing layer of the road is generally prepared with the help of small size stones, which generally passes through 5 cm sieve. This is the standard sieve which is prepared for this kind of construction. Let us discuss about the Telford method of road construction. In this method, a level subgrade was prepared to a width of about 9 meters. Large foundation stones are laid to a thickness of 17 to 22 cm. Now let us discuss about the Telford road method of construction. In this method of construction, the subgrade of the road is prepared to an extent of 9 meter, and then the subgrade is overlaid with the help of foundation stones to a thickness of 17 to 22 cm. This is done in order to provide a stable positioning of the gravels. After the laying of the foundation stones, the interstices between the gravels is filled with the help of small stones, basically having a size of 5.5 cm. Now let us discuss about the Telford method of road construction. In this method of road construction, the subgrade of the road is prepared to a width of 9 meter, and then the subgrade of the soil is overlaid with the help of large foundation stones to a thickness of 17 to 22 cm. This is basically done in order to provide a stable positioning of the foundation stones. The interstices between the gravels is filled, or we should say were filled with the help of small stones of size 5.5 centimeter, which are in angular shape and compacted to a thickness of 10 to 15 centimeter. A 4 centimeter thick gravel surface was laid on top with cross slope of about 1 in 45. Telford was also provided with cross drainage at about 90 cm at intervals. After the Telford method of road construction, it is the macadam method of road construction. In this method, the subgrade is properly prepared so as to provide a proper drainage of water during the time of rainy season. So in order to provide such drainage system or drainage facility, the slope of the road is basically fixed to a slope of 1 in 36, which is further maintained to 1 in 36. Macadam road construction is one of the most advanced among all the four method of road construction that we have discussed in this video. It also came with a lot of important changes which were absent in the other three methods. In this method, a proper and important focus was given on the size of the gravels, because whatever we have learned in the previous three methods, it was basically dependent upon the size of the gravel that were large as compared to the macadam road method of construction. In this method of construction, in place of placing large gravels which are known as foundation stones, small size gravels were used. Like we have discussed about the macadam roads, now we are going to represent a schematic diagram of how the macadam roads are actually constructed in those days. So this is a schematic diagram of how macadam roads are. It is a section view of the macadam roads. So now we are going to explain how the different layers of stones are laid. So at the bottom of the macadam road, it is generally constructed with the help of broken stones that are generally passed through 50 mm of sieve or 100 mm of sieve. After laying a layer of 50 mm sized stones, it is then again laid with stones that are generally passed through 37.5 mm or 3.75 mm sieve. This is again overlaid with the help of broken stones that are generally of size 19 mm to 50 mm. But one thing that is to be remembered is the slope. The slope is generally maintained at a slope of 1 in 36. This is the main point where the macadam roads are better as compared to the other three roads. In this type of roads, the slope that is provided for the road is 1 in 36. That provides a good drainage system or good drainage facility for the water to drain through the sub layer and gives a proper or provides a proper facility of drainage to the sub layer. So this is the section view of macadam roads. So as we have already discussed how the macadam roads are constructed and how it is more improved